Hey everybody, I'm Trubiak, and welcome back to CC's Vinyl Closet. Here is where I just love listening to old country music on vinyl record, and then sharing the gospel of anything that I've learned and listened to with you guys. So if this sounds like your kind of thing, sit back and relax, because today I've got a real special installment just for you guys. Today I'm featuring one of my favorite male country vocalists of all time. Any guesses? One of my earliest childhood memories is waking up in the middle of a cold winter's night, circa 1983, where I'd find my mama rocking my little baby brother to sleep in one of those old wicker chairs. You remember the kind, right? On the television, I remember, was Willie Nelson, and it could have been a show, something like Midnight Special or something, but my mom put my little baby brother in the crib and let me crawl up on her lap. And I just remember she rocked me gently, and we both took sweet, sweet comfort in Willie Nelson's Always on My Mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died, and give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. Fast forward to 2023, and I still take comfort in Willie Nelson. In fact, I've got a growing collection of his vinyl. And can you believe it? He's got at least 99 studio albums under his belt. Well, today, here at CC's Vinyl Closet, I'm honoring Willie by showcasing his debut album from 1962. First, here's a little bit about our beloved Willie. Willie Nelson was born on April 29th, 1933, during the Great Depression. He is an American singer-songwriter, musician, political activist, and an actor too. Willie was one of the main figures of the outlaw country movement that developed in the late 1960s, and to this day, he remains widely recognized for being an American icon. While Willie's music has followed me throughout my entire life, I'm taking this deep dive as an opportunity to go way back to the beginning of his origin story, leading up to his 1962 debut record. Willie was born in Abbott, Texas. His father was a blacksmith, and sadly, his mother would leave them all, including Willie and his younger sister Bobby. And not long after that, his father too would up and leave both children to be raised fully by their grandparents. Thank goodness for their love and support, because they instilled both brother and sister with musical gifts. His grandfather would buy Willie his first guitar, and the children would grow up surrounded by gospel music, where Willie and Bobby would sing at church. And, if you can believe it, Willie would write his first song at just 7 years old. The stars were aligning. He'd pick cotton as a kid, and from the age 13 onward, he'd earn his money by singing in dance halls, taverns, and honky-tonks, which continued all throughout his high school days. Willie's main influences were Hank Williams, Bob Wills, Lefty Frizzell, Ernest Tubb, Hank Snow, and Louis Armstrong. It would take Willie some time to eventually break into the recording industry himself. He'd moved to Nashville in the 1960s. The story goes that while frequenting Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, a bar near the Grand Ole Opry, Willie befriended Hank Cochran, a songwriter who'd hear Willie play and sing Hello Walls. I truly did not know this, and I'm glad I do now, but I never realized that Willie toured with Ray Price as a part of his own band in these early days, while his own songs became hits for other artists, like Billy Walker, who recorded Funny How Time Slips Away, Roy Orbison, who recorded Willie's Pretty Paper, and most notable, of course, Patsy Cline, who took Crazy to beyond the stratosphere. All of this brings me to 1962, when Willie released his own debut album, And Then I Wrote, produced by Joe Allison and released on Liberty. Despite Willie's previous efforts to succeed with his own recordings and releases, and after trying other labels as a singer, he sold several of his original written songs to other artists, and fueled by that success of his songwriting, he finally got signed. Personally, I'm familiar with a couple of full-length Willie albums, but as far as his debut record went, I'm glad that I finally did take the time to hear and appreciate his introduction to the world in '62. Sometimes the instrumentation does feel basic, but artistically I think it's diverse. I enjoy a lot of Willie's lyrics, which are so straightforward yet very effective. Now the only thing left for me to do today is share my thoughts on as many of these tracks as possible. The album opens with the very familiar Touch Me. I've learned Willie recorded this song his first session with producer Joe Allison in 1961. Touch Me was released as a single and it reached number 7 on the charts, making Touch Me Willie's first solo chart success.
Touch me, touch the hand of a man who once owned all the world. And touch the arms that once held all the charms of the world. Sweetest girl, touch me, and maybe someday you may need to know how it feels when you lose. And so touch me, and you'll know how you feel with the blues.
I have enjoyed this song for years. Great lyrics, and you can hear Willie's distinctive, warbled stylization of singing right from the beginning. I love Touch Me. I have also always loved the song Hello Walls by Willie. I must have grown up exposed to it on one of those compilation CDs from my youth. Nevertheless, it still remains ingrained in me. I did not know, however, that it was first recorded by Farron Young and that it reached number 1 for him in 1961. It's the song that introduced Willie to a national audience, and of course, the lyrics of this classic portray a man's lonely conversation with his walls, his window, and his ceiling. You know, after being jilted by his lover.
Hello, walls. How things go for you today. Don't you miss her? Since she up and walked away. And I'll bet you dread to spend another lonely night with me. But lonely walls, I'll keep you company. We've gotta all stick together, or else I'll lose my mind. I got a feeling she'll be gone a long, long time.
Of the song, Funny How Time Slips Away, you know, I was vaguely familiar with it for sure. But news to me was discovering that it was first recorded by a country singer named Billy Walker in 1961. His version apparently went to number 23 on the charts.
Well, hello there, my, it's been a long, long time. How am I doing? Well, I guess I'm doing fine. But it's been so long, but it seems like it was only yesterday. Gee, ain't it funny how time slips away?
Funny How Time Slips Away is a great song on this record. Now, I'm not really going to say much about the song Crazy, as just a few weeks back you might recall that I featured this classic standard while featuring Patsy Cline, whose iconic version was a hit in 1961 and remains revered to this day. Boy, oh boy, 1961 sure sounds like it was a banner year for Willie as a songwriter. There are a lot of great tracks all in all on this record. A new and therefore unfamiliar track is called Mr. Record Man from the top of side 2. I think maybe I enjoyed it so much because it's one of those more up-tempo tracks. And you know, as much as I love hearing Willie down on his luck in love, I also enjoy that fun side of Willie too.
Mr. Record Man, I'm looking for a song I've heard today. There was someone blue singing about someone who went away. Just like me, his heart was yearning for a love that used to be. It's a lonely song about a lonely man.
Oh, hey, while I'm thinking about it, the version of this record I have also contains a couple of bonus songs that weren't originally released on this record when it came out. One of them, that being Half a Man, a song that I am familiar with from hearing a duet version that Willie would do later in his career with Merle Haggard. Apparently, Half a Man was originally released on Willie's second album, 1963's Here's Willie Nelson. Yet here it is on this reissue. That's a score for us listeners, although it is kind of morbid. It's a great Willie song.
If I'd only had one arm to hold you, better yet, if I had none at all, then I wouldn't have two arms that ache for you. I'd have one less memory to recall. If I only had one ear to listen to the lies that you told to me, then I would more closely resemble the half a man that you've made of me.
At the end of the day, my friends, this record felt like a classic for me. One hell of a debut record that I definitely consider a must-have for country fans. On And Then I Wrote, he was already displaying an alternative style in his writing and his singing. It's actually very diverse. And I'm so glad that I finally broke the seal and got as much as this done. Because now my plan is to keep enjoying the journey of discovering more and more of Willie's gospel. And I think it's safe to say that I won't run out of options for a while. So now's the time where I hand it over to you guys. What are your favorite Willie Nelson songs, albums, or stories? Drop me your comments below, and I thank you so very much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned for next week's installment of CC's Vinyl Closet. And until next time, take good care of yourself and take sweet comfort in the music.